Good afternoon, colleagues, and a very warm welcome to our Scottish Learning Festival Conversations 2023. I'm really excited to be opening the festival this year. Firstly, it's my first SLF since becoming the Interim Chief Executive for Education Scotland. And secondly, and perhaps more importantly, because of the very different format we're taking for this year's event, SLF Conversations. It's great to have so many of you joining us live this afternoon. And to those of you watching us later in catch-up, a very warm welcome to you too. Can you remember your very first SLF all those years ago? When I was thinking back at all of our SLF events over recent years, I was thinking how much it's changed and really how significantly it's evolved. For 15 years, September saw the annual Learning Festival in Scotland, the largest education event here, and during this time, thousands of people with an interest in education travelled to the Scottish Education and Conference Centre in Glasgow to take part in a full conference and seminar programme. Over those years, we've had many high-profile keynote speakers, we've had hundreds of seminars, we've had a vibrant marketplace, and I think most importantly for me, we've had the opportunity to have so many rich conversations with educators from across and beyond Scotland about what matters to all of us, how we continue to enhance a strong education system for every one of Scotland's learners. But when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, we worked really hard to shift and to change SLF to ensure it still had all of the elements that the education community grew to know and look forward to, but in a way that was accessible to everyone when we couldn't come together in person. So, with that, we moved to an entirely online programme in 2021, offering live seminars, keynotes and spotlight sessions, with perhaps just as much buzz, collaboration, discussions and learning. I think we all learned so much from this approach, and so last year we used this learning as an opportunity to continue to evolve SLF. We offered our first hybrid event, combining the successful virtual elements of our 2021 programme to once again come together and engage face-to-face through 6 satellite events which took place across all of our regional improvement collaboratives in Scotland. And in the planning for this year's SLF, we've continued that discussion and collaboration with the education community. We've considered the current education landscape of reform to hopefully bring you a really exciting SLF event which prioritises those conversations and reflections on approaches to educational reform from across the world. SLF Conversations. So over the next 3 days, you'll have the opportunity to engage with a number of keynote speakers. This year's SLF Conversations programme is built around virtual keynote presentations by 3 international, globally renowned commentators on education who are all well known and well respected in their areas of work. And we're also really lucky to have the opportunity to hear from Jenny Gilruth, our Cabinet Secretary for Education and Skills, herself a former teacher and indeed a former member of Education Scotland staff, in a keynote address tomorrow, Wednesday the 27th of September from 2:15 p.m. But please remember that these are conversations. While you hear, and I'm sure be enthralled by each of our keynotes, you'll also have the opportunity to ask questions, to reflect and to challenge, both during and after each conversation. And I would really urge you to do exactly that, because without your input, each input will only be a monologue. So please join the conversation. In addition to the keynotes, and under the same umbrella of SLF Conversations, we're hosting a package of professional learning opportunities throughout this week, aimed at those working across Scottish education, including teachers, educators, head teachers and middle leaders. And as well as being live, the recordings of these sessions will all serve as provocations for future discussion across our professional learning and leadership programmes. What do we want you to get from these SLF conversations? Well, hopefully you'll gain insight into navigating change to best meet the needs of all of our learners. You'll hear more about the central role of pedagogy, of curriculum development and design, and hopefully these will start to spark further conversations across your networks and your communities across Scotland. Another important change to this year's SLF is that these conversations don't stop at the end of this week. We know that the most impactful professional learning comes through sustained conversation and deep learning. So these opportunities will continue to roll out throughout the year, and we'll incorporate them into a wide range of Education Scotland professional learning programmes and activities. So keep an eye out for more information on the SLF conversation related sessions on our social media channels.